Hello and welcome to episode 1 of European Domination Blues. My name is Matt, and today we're going to get into the first two games of the season. Apologies if you can hear that I'm full of a cold. I'm recording this a couple of days after the intro video, and I seem to have picked up a bit of a cold. So apologies if you can't understand what I'm saying. Hopefully this will clear up in the next couple of days, and I'll be all right again for a couple of episodes time. One other thing I need to do is I need to give a shout out to Turtle Comb Over, who has made the thumbnails for me for this series. I wasn't that confident in doing it, and I spoke to him on Twitter, and he said he'd do it, and I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job. So thank you, mate. Okay, so on into the first two games of the season. We're playing Watford away today. I know I said in my intro video I'm not a fan of the three at the back tactic, but from my experiences on FM, I don't think the 4-2-3-1 is going to work away from home. So I'm starting off today with the 3-4-3, 5-2-3, whatever you want to call it. I'm starting off with Courtois in goal. David Luiz is a ball playing centre back on the right hand side. Anders Christensen is a ball playing centre back on cover in the middle. And then we've got Antonio Rudiger on the left hand side of the back three again, as a central defender on stopper. I've got Zappacosta in at right back. Victor Moses is out injured, and I don't think that Azpilicueta is going to be very good at getting crosses into the box. On this game, he's not the player that he is in real life. He's not a wing back, full back, centre back. He's really just a full back on either side on this game and can do a job in the other positions. I'm not looking for somebody who can do a job. I'm looking for somebody who is going to be one of the better players in that position. So Zappacosta has come in, and I'm hoping for him really to be swinging balls in. I want Willian is playing as a winger at the moment, but I may well change him to an inside forward. Normally, when we're playing this system, I'm going to have Hazard on the left as an inside forward and Pedro on the right as a round-deuter. Um, but with Hazard being out, I've moved Pedro over to the left on the inside forward role, and I've brought Willian in and I've kept him on a winger instruction. I may look to change that if Zappacosta and Willian sort of trip over each other. Central midfield, I've got Kante as a box-to-box midfielder and Cesc Fabregas as a deep line playmaker. As I've already said, we've got Willian on the right as a winger, Pedro on the left as an inside forward, and we've got Alvaro Morata up front. He's a complete forward. It's the only role he's competent in, and complete forward is the striker I always look to play. If we just have a quick look through the bench, I've got Caballero on there. I've got Gary Cahill, Daley Blind, Cesar Azpilicueta, Michy Batshuayi, Arda Turan, and Mesut Ozil. Ozil's going to be really unhappy that he's not starting, but I just, like I say, I don't think I can play the 4-2-3-1 away from home at the moment. Maybe once we get further into the season and the team is more used to playing it. I don't know whether they have the same competency style things that they have in the full fat version of FM, but it certainly looks to me at the moment, and from my experiences in other saves, like their players need time to gel into systems, as none of these players have played in that system in a long time. I think going back to I'm going to call it a 3-4-3 just because I struggle to remember everything else. So going back to the 3-4-3 or the Conte system for the first game of the season, hopefully gives us the best chance of winning. We're playing out of defence. We've got look for the overlap on because, like I say, I want Zappacosta and I want Marcos Alonso going forward, providing us with that width, and I want Pedro and Willian to be supporting Morata rather than having Kante and Fabregas going too far forward. Um, both Kante and Fabregas are on support roles, but they'll probably be looking to hang back more than anything. Starting with a standard mentality and a flexible team shape. The standard mentality may well change if either we look like we're not controlling the game or if we look like we need to we need to do something. It may well be that I bring Ozil off the bench or I may change the mentality, but we'll start on standard and we'll go from there. And let's get into this first game. For those of you that want to see it, that's the the Watford lineup. They've got Gomez in goal. I'm not going to take you through the whole team. You can see it there. Pause it if you need be. The one player I will be looking out for is Nathaniel Chalobah, who Chelsea sold in the summer. I would love to have kept him in my squad. He can cover at centre back, and he's a really good central midfielder. The only reason that I'm not as fussed as this is FM Touch, there's no homegrown player rules in the Premier League. You don't have a Premier League squad to register, as far as I can see. So I'm not too fussed about losing an English player, but certainly Chalobah's been one of my personal favourites. I wanted him to stay at the club, so it's a bit disappointing that he's gone. But I think he's probably the best player in that Watford team. So I'm now prepared to be proven wrong, and I'm sure somebody like Murray Gray or Etienne Capoue is going to score a hat trick today. I'm going to be playing the 2D just because this is an iPad Mini Generation 2 and it can't really handle high speeds at the in 3D. So we've got Gray and DePaul has put Watford 1-0 up inside 5 minutes. That's not very good. So they've got it just looks like our players are just sitting off them too much. Whoever that was, I think it's going to be Marcus Alonso covering for Rudiger, maybe. Whoever was supposed to be our left centre back there has just let their player come inside. I'm not very impressed with that. We need to pick things up. Right, we're 20 minutes in here and nothing's happening, so I'm going to go attacking. And they've got, again, a cracking save by Courtois there. Getting his Watford highlight, but Pedro's on the break, plays it into Morata, Willian's in, and Willian scores an absolute screamer. Let's have a look at this in 3D. So Pedro's on the break, support from four players there. Morata out to Willian, takes one touch and bangs it in the far corner. Cracking goal from Willian there. Another highlight, hopefully this is another one of ours. Kante out to Pedro. Poor ball forward from Pedro. Got it back though. And again, Pedro Morata puts Kante in, and that's it. Pedro seems to be the only player that we're looking for every time we go for the attack. Morata there with a cracking ball through to Kante, who stuck it in the top corner. Nothing Gomez could do about it. And we're 2-1 up. Looks like attacking is working well for us. And that's taken us through to half time. Looking at the half time stats, we're not controlling the game, but we've had more shots on target by one. We've scored both of them. Um, the shots are fairly even. It looks like it's been a fairly even game. These things, I don't know. I don't see the point in this team analysis stuff. It says something silly every time. So Williams lost more possession than any other player on our team, but he's currently our highest rated, with an 8.2 at the moment. So I don't know what you're supposed to take from that. I did notice earlier on that it said David Luiz has taken a knock, but his condition seems to be all right, so I'm going to leave him on for now. I'm not going to make any changes at half time. We'll probably look to make some changes around the 60-minute mark, but we'll see how things go. First highlight looks like it's ours. Willian crosses the ball in, no one there though, and Gray has just played that wide. As you can see, 5 players back to cover at least there, so we look strong at the back. Another corner in, and Pedro has scored, and that makes it 3-1 to us. Fabregas with a great ball in. Christensen nods it down, and Pedro sticks it in the corner. That's 3-1. I think we'll leave it another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll make a couple of substitutions. It looks like this might be an attack from Tom Cleverley with a just silly shot from 25 yards. Well, cleared early though, and Morata should have scored there. Okay, I think it's about time that we made some substitutions. Want to save a couple of players, make sure that we've still got our strongest team for the next game. I think David Luiz is slightly more tired than any of the other centre backs. So I'm going to bring Gary Cahill on. Gary Cahill is the club captain. I didn't want to annoy him by dropping him, so I'm going to need to play him as much as possible. But I think Christensen and David Luiz are going to be our first two choice, with Rudiger third. So Cahill's going to struggle to get in. So any time I can get him on, I think is going to be a positive. I think we'll probably bring. Just looking at the players, Fabregas seems to be tired. bring Daley Blind on. I didn't think ahead enough to bring a central midfielder. I think with it's only Drinkwater that's fit. And what I'll do is I'll drop Daley Blind back. We'll leave Kante a bit further forward, play sort of like a, a non-symmetrical formation, but it should just give us a bit of time to just help us cover a defence, shut the game down now. I'm going to come off attacking and I'm going to go back to standard. If we have any issues again, we can just go straight back to playing attacking again or playing on control. And for now, that's it. I'll probably bring somebody else on towards the end of the match, but I don't want to. I know if I make a substitution now, someone's going to get injured and we're going to have to play the last 20 minutes with only 10 men. Poor clearance there from Courtois, and they've got lots of space in midfield now. That's going to be an issue. I might have to move Daily Blind a bit further forward. I've slowed it down slightly because I was struggling to commentate, so the highlights are going to be a little bit slower, but hopefully it just gives me more chance to talk. It's a corner from them out to Carrillo and Decor with an assist from Chalobah. Looks like that was a fairly good finish. So Carrillo's got it, plays it into Chalobah, into Decor, and that's what a hit. Courtois probably could have done better, but I'm not sure what else he could do. Right, 82 minutes, I think. We'll wait to see how this highlight goes, and that's Pedro up to Morata. Morata, and that's a poor finish. I think what we're going to do, we're going to take Morata off, and we're going to bring Batshuayi on. Morata's had a good game, but he's or ratings wise, he's had a good game, but I've not seen him do anything. I don't think he's had a shot on target. I'm also going to move Daley Blind back forward. Just because I think with just Kante in that normal central midfield area, we were getting a little bit overrun. So I think we're better off having him that Daley Blind moved a bit further forward, even if he is not quite as competent at doing it. Just had a time to go now, and hopefully this is going to be starting the season off with a win. 3-2 is not the best performance, but hopefully this is just the end of match highlight, unless Willian with a terrible cross. And that's it. That's the end of the game. 3-2 win. It's a fairly good performance. I'm not happy with conceding 2 goals, but one of them was from a set piece, and the other one was 5 minutes into the first game of the season. Like I said, I think it was Marcus Alonso had come over to cover for Rudiger, so I don't know whether Rudiger was out of position. Definitely keep an eye on that for the next game, and if I find that Rudiger's out of position often, then I'll look to drop him and bring Gary Cahill in. But yeah, fairly happy with that result for now. Willian, Kante, and Pedro getting on the score sheet. I would like Morata to get on the score sheet. Obviously, in real life, he kicked on straight away. I'm hoping that we can get Morata scoring because I think we're going to need somebody who can put 20, 25 goals at least in this season. And I don't think we're going to get that from the wings. I think that's going to have to come from Morata. Anyway, I'll leave it there and we'll be back with you at the start of the next game. Hi guys, welcome back for the second game in this episode today. We've got Stoke at home. Looks like they've done well in their first game, but the scout report said they're going to play 5 at the back with 2 defensive midfielders, 2 wide midfielders. There's no way on earth I am going anything other than the 4-2-3-1 against that. I need something where we're going to be attacking. I may look to change Fabregas to an advanced playmaker if it looks like we are going to sort of dominate them. I'm hoping that we can get a few goals today. I'm hoping Morata's going to get his first goal for the club. As you can see, Aiden Hazard's fit. He's not going to last the whole game. He's only on about 92% condition, but he's not had any games so far, so his match fitness is not very good. But it's nice to see Hazard back in the team. David Luiz got injured in the midweek in a training session. He fell and hurt his hip. He's going to be out for at least 2 months, which is not good considering he's the best centre back at the club according to the game. So we've gone for Courtois in goal, left back Alonso, Gary Cahill and Anders Christensen in centre back, with Azpilicueta at right back. We've got Fabregas and Kante in central midfield, Mesut Ozil behind Morata with Hazard and Willian on the wings. As you can see, every single one of the players is playing in their preferred position that they are most competent at, which is how I like to play the game. Now, I know a lot of people build their formation and have roles in mind that they want their players to fulfill and put their players into to fit. I tend to do roughly that, but if I can get players playing in their preferred position and it's not too much of a change, so normally my central midfield would be a ball-winning midfielder and a deep-lying playmaker, but I'm happy to have a box-to-box midfielder. I know what N'Golo Kante is like anyway. His tackling is good enough that he is going to make those challenges no matter whether he's forward or back anyway. So let's get into this second game against Stoke. And again, for those of you that want to see the Stoke lineup, there it is. As you can see, I was right. They're playing five at the back with two defensive midfielders. I know they're attacking players, but I believe they're just playing as wide midfielders in Shaqiri and Jesse with Sado Berahino all on his own up front with absolutely no support. Hopefully, they've packed the back and they're playing what they're calling a defensive formation. Um, we're going to have to break them down in some way. I think with Özil and Fabregas, we've got players that can play fantastic passes through. We've got Hazard and Willian and Morata, who are all very good finishers in their own right. Hopefully, we can manage to break this team down. It says our mentality is standard there. I'm going to go attacking straight away because we need to put a lot of pressure on this team to try and break down this Stoke, what I'm going to call seven at the back. So first formation, first highlight is going to be with Stoke having the ball. We are on key highlights, so that's what we've got. Looks like Stoke are just going to slowly build from the back, give the ball to Shaqiri, and that's just a terrible shot. Next highlight, Azpilicueta throws it into Ozil, plays it to Willian. Hazard crosses the ball straight into Butland's hands. And Jesse now has it across to Shaqiri. Joe Allen, Darren Fletcher, Allen. Shaqiri's got it. Well cleared by Christensen. Morata is through. Good save by Jack Butland. Okay, we're 20 minutes in here. We've had six shots, but only two of them are on target. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to work the ball into the box. So, team instructions. I'm just going to, rather than looking for the overlap, oh no, you can leave looking for the overlap on, but I want to work that ball into the box. We need to stop shooting from so far out and try and actually get ourselves a goal. Corner's gone in straight into Butland's hands. Christensen out to Ozil. Hazard has got it. Hazard crosses in. Morata's got his first goal. Oh, it's been disallowed. Right, I think what we're also going to do is we're going to change this. I forgot we could do this. And we're going to hit the crosses early rather than look for the overlap and see if we can get the ball on Morata's head. He's a cracking header of the ball. Hopefully, if we play the ball into him a bit more, he might have a better chance. He was unlucky there to be ruled offside. And that's half time, and we've had 13 shots with six on target, but neither side are yet to break the deadlock. It looks like we're not dominating for possession, but I'm not fussed about possession. I never have been. I don't like Pep Guardiola's style of football where you pass the ball around your back four for 80 minutes and then try and score every sort of like 40 minutes. You might go forward and have a shot. I don't like that style of football at all. I'm sure I'll get a load of criticism in the comments for saying that. Everybody believes Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world. I think if you stuck him in gave him to a club who don't have the best players in the league, I think if you stuck him, say, at Chelsea at the moment, where I don't think we've got the best players in the league, I think they'd be low. Chelsea would be lower than where they are now with Pep Guardiola as a manager. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as people say he is. He's only good because he just gets given good players because he managed to get the Barcelona job and he had the best players in the world, managed to get a couple of Champions Leagues. How he didn't at least get a Champions League win with at least once with Bayern Munich, I don't know. That team was clearly the best team in Europe, and he couldn't do it. He's not got any steel as a manager. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back into the second half. Hazard is going to be coming off after about 55 minutes because he's really not fit, and I don't want to risk getting him injured again. We've not yet had a highlight in the second half, but I can't risk Eden Hazard anymore. We're going to have to take him off. I think we'll bring Pedro on. I think Turan will probably get his first game today. He'll probably come on for Ozil, who doesn't seem to be playing that well, but nobody seems to be playing that well. We need to try and do something a little bit different. Might look to change in 5 minutes, maybe go to wing backs. They haven't really challenged us at all, so I wouldn't be too concerned about going to wing backs and just leaving the two proper defenders, and we'll see what goes how this goes anyway. The first highlight of the second half, we've won it back from Morata. Just take the ball taken off him far too easily there. Fabregas has got it back though. Alonso, Fabregas, Pedro, Kante, Özil, out to Willian, and that's a penalty. I think we've got Morata as a second choice penalty taker. Hazard would be the first, and Morata's got his first goal for Chelsea. Brilliant. Hopefully he'll now kick on and he can start to bang them in, week out. Hopefully get another one today. Okay, we're 70 odd minutes into the game. I'm going to make another change. Willian has got the lowest rating out of him and Özil. I'm going to play Turan on the right, see how he goes from there. It's not his preferred position. He wants to be an advanced playmaker when he's out there, and I'm happy to let him do that. Stick him on attack. Having a couple of playmakers, we've now got three. Probably a good idea. I think I'll actually take Fabregas off as well and bring Danny Drinkwater on, and we'll just hopefully can try and push on and at least get a second here now. Pedro with the ball in, and Gary Cahill has scored. Absolutely brilliant. That's it. 2-0. We're comfortable now. No need to push the wing backs up. What a ball in from Pedro. Gary Cahill just sticks it in the corner. I think Gary Cahill is probably going to be a starting man alongside Christensen, whilst that's disappointing. I was going to say Cahill's probably going to start in what was going to be David Luiz's position, but after making all three substitutions before the 80th minute, we've now got Turan has come on and he's got injured, so we're going to have to end this game with 10 players. Come off attacking mentality. We'll go back to standard. There's no need to do more than that. I think we'll take Ozil out and play him on the right hand side of midfield. In fact, I think he's better on the left as an advanced playmaker. Yeah, so we'll stick him out there. We'll let Pedro be around Oita because that's exactly what he wants to be, and I just love the word. Um, so Morata's still got a bit of help with him, and let's just see if we can not concede with us only having 10 men for these last 5 minutes or however long we've got. So that was a fairly slow second half. There was barely any highlights there. This is going to be the end of the game highlight. A 2-0 win is good enough for me. Two two all right performances on this episode. It would have been nice for us to dominate teams like Watford and Stoke. For those of you that have seen the Lelujo Street 24-hour live stream or have played any FM18, you'll know that Stoke more often than not are getting relegated in the first season on FM18, a bit like Everton used to on FM17. But 2 wins from 2 games in the league is pretty positive. Let's just have a look at the league table. We're in third position. We scored 5 goals, conceded 2. We're in third position because Arsenal begins with an A and Chelsea begins with a C. So we've got exactly the same goals scored and uh, goal difference and points as Arsenal, with West Brom at the top of the league. I don't expect to see West Brom stay there. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, and Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool. That top 7, with the exception of West Brom, looks like you'd expect it to. So basically the next 6 clubs after West Brom looks like what you'd expect the top 6 to be come the end of the season. So looks like we're all playing strong. Liverpool have got a game in hand, so they clearly haven't played their game again. It looks like they're playing Everton. So Liverpool have got a game in hand. It looks like they're playing Everton, and we'll come back to you. I think what I'll do is I'll just go a little bit forward. Turan's out for 3 to 4 weeks. I'll just go forward and see if I can get you the Champions League draw, and then once we've done that, I'll tell you what the next episode is going to be. So the Champions League draw has literally just happened, and as you can see, we've not got the best result. We're playing probably one of the top 3 or 4 sides in PSG. And we've also got Bâle and Red Bull Salzburg. Now, if you look at the other teams in here, I mean, if I'd have been in that Group C, I'd have been all right. Okay, you got Bayern there, but Rosenborg and Dynamo Kiev are not as good as Basel and Red Bull Salzburg. Um, I'd have certainly taken that Group E. Obviously, I couldn't with Liverpool being there, but Liverpool could have gone somewhere else. Atletico Madrid or Dortmund would have been the teams I'd have picked from the top from the first group. Sorry, the first seeds, second seeds. I'd have taken Spartak Moscow, Rosenborg, Anderlecht, Ludogorets, Copenhagen, Besiktas. I'd have taken all of them over Bâle. Maybe Bâle and Besiktas being the 2 most difficult teams there. And I think Salzburg, apart from Napoli, are probably the best fourth. Obviously, Roma, maybe. We couldn't get Liverpool. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I thought, but certainly it's not going to be an easy group to get out of. I'd be happy, to be honest with you, to get out of that group. I don't think this season is going to be a Champions League winner. The first couple of seasons, I think we just need to build up a really strong squad, get ourselves a bit tight knit, and then look to push on for the Champions League in season 3, probably. Maybe season 2 if we're lucky, but I don't think we've got a chance really this year. The likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, even Man United have all got far stronger squads. Man City, I think it's a little bit too tough at the moment. I think a couple of years of building a team, and we'll be there. But for now, this season is just about making sure we're in the Champions League next year, trying to win the league to try and entice people to us a little bit more, and just making sure that we don't have any financial issues. So if we look at our schedule going forward, I didn't mention it, but we've got Swindon in the Carabao Cup. I'm really not interested in that. I'll be playing the most rotated team I probably can. With the injuries that are going on, that's going to be fairly difficult. Turan's out for another 4 weeks, I think. So, but we'll play a rotated squad certainly in that. And we're not too fussed about that competition. What I think we'll do is we'll come back for the Basel game, and then we'll play Basel and Liverpool in the next episode, and we'll look at the Champions League group, and then we'll look at how we do against one of the more top sides. Obviously, I've got Man United, Arsenal, and Tottenham all before that, so hopefully I'll be used to playing a top side. I don't like calling Liverpool a top side. In reality, I don't think they are. The squad is not as good as any of those clubs around them. However, as with the press, which is dominated by Liverpool fans, everything is dominated by Liverpool fans, and they're always overpowered in both Football Manager and in FIFA. So I think Liverpool are going to be one of the stronger sides. You're going to see them up there challenging for titles every year, unlike they have been for the last 10 years or however long since Rafa had his rant about facts. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed that, please leave a like on there. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching.